Hello, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Angel, and this is AngelRoyal's Desk. And today we are going to be talking about the 5 steps that you need to take, that you should take, the things that you should do. 5 things before you start your journey as a software developer. Just as a disclaimer, this is for those who are interested in the bootcamp route, which is the route that I took. There are several things that I have learned. There are a ton of things that I've seen over these last 5 years. And I have put together this list of things that I tell people when they ask me, what should I do to get started? And I'm going to be sharing that with you guys today. Okay, so first things first. There are a ton of different boot camps out there. And with that, there are a ton of different classes and certifications that you can take to become a software developer. The thing that you need to focus on first and foremost is the type of software developer that you want to be. There are front end developers, back end developers, and also full stack developers that harness the skills of both a front end and a back end developer. I will be doing an in-depth video on the difference between those two, but that is number one, knowing what type of developer you want to be. Because as you're choosing a boot camp, you need to know what course to take, what cohort to join. And that is not only helpful, but it will keep you from going into a cohort or taking a course, getting a certification in something that you're not truly interested in. So that's number one. Okay, so moving on to number two, which is kind of a two-in-one. And that is going to be figuring out what is best for you as far as taking a boot camp in person or taking a boot camp virtually. There are so many boot camps, so many boot camp options, so many opportunities to learn this information. However, in order for you to be successful, in order for you to really make that career change, you need to know what works best for you and make sure you set yourself up to succeed. So if you know that you struggled with learning in school, and you need somebody in your face, you need to interact with people, you need that accountability, then I suggest doing an in-person boot camp, finding somewhere local, right? Um, but if you know that you are a quick learner, you learn better in environments where you are super comfortable, possibly at home, and it would not be a hindrance to you in any way, shape, or form to do it online, then by all means, do it online. Um, that is something that you need to figure out as far as what is going to work best for you. And this second one for this twofold step is going to be figuring out whether you're going to do this full time or part time, right? So, oh, almost fell. Um, so I did a full time boot camp. I was not allowed to have a job, and I really couldn't have had a job even if I wanted to, because I need things drilled in my head over and over and over again, sometimes for me to get it. So I would stay after till 12 or 1 in the morning to make sure that whatever I didn't get, I studied at times 10 afterwards. And then also, we were taking in so much information. Remember, this is preparing you for a career that most people take 4 years to prepare for, and you're doing it in 16 weeks, sometimes less. So for me, I needed to be full time. I needed all the time that I can get, and then I needed the time after. However, I have saw a ton of people who have been successful at getting into this career who did it part time and were mostly self-taught sometimes, and had that different type of focus where they were able to do part-time and be just fine. So again, just like figuring out whether in person is best for you or virtual is best for you, that is another thing that you need to consider. Also, of course, considering your schedule, whether you have children or not, whether you have a job that you don't want to quit or cannot quit. um, all of those things you need to take into consideration when you're figuring out what boot camp to take, what they have to offer, and what is best for you. Okay, now moving on to step three. I'm gonna need to look y'all in your eyes for this one because I really need you to hear me on this. I'm gonna really need y'all to hear me on this one right here.
Hello, are you there?
Yes, what's the code?
Your network is your net worth. You want to reach out to people. You want to reach out to people.
I'm gonna talk to people. I dreaded this when my what I don't even remember what you call her, a career specialist in my boot camp gave us this as an assignment. I dreaded it. But when I say it literally gave me so many opportunities when I started. Okay, this is a career where you need to be seen, especially in the beginning. Create a LinkedIn account. You're going to make sure that you put in your bio aspiring software developer. Reach out to people who have been to the boot camps that you are considering. And I'm going to tell you why. They can promote whatever they want. They can say they do this and they're guaranteed jobs and all of that stuff. However, you do not know if their learning process is going to fit you until you're there. You do not know if the teachers are going to be giving you what you need until you're there. You do not know so much about a boot camp until you're there, especially if it's the first time that you've went to a boot camp, which 9.9 times out of 10 it is. So the reason for um, creating a LinkedIn account, which you're going to need to do anyway before you graduate boot camp, um, the reason for putting a picture, filling out the profile, it's a professional social media profile, right? So doing that and making sure it looks professional, making sure that you have a bio of what you're doing there, that is all important so that when you reach out to people, they know who's reaching out and 9 times out of 10 why. Of course, you're going to send the message. Of course, you're going to say, hey, my name is such and such. I saw that you graduated this boot camp. Congratulations. I am also interested in that boot camp. Do you mind if I have a few minutes of your time to ask you a few questions about your experience? When I say people are so willing and ready to help you, especially in the tech industry, they really are. We are really willing to help. So, boy, oh boy, I cannot stress this enough, you guys. And I'm not going to cut this. I know I'm pausing a lot. I know I'm saying a lot, but I really need y'all to get this. Y'all network is your net worth. You need to reach out to people. You need to ask questions. You need to make sure that you are super sure because these boot camps are not cheap. This is money that you are spending regardless. And you want to get your money's worth. You want to make sure that you, again, set yourself up to succeed, making sure that people are behind you, making sure that you have did your due diligence. And the worst thing that somebody can do is say no. I don't have the time. Is that offensive? Absolutely not. One of the other worst things that somebody can do is not respond. Okay. Okay, so moving on to step number 4, and that is going to be choosing 3 target companies that you would be interested in working at after graduation. Okay, so this is going to take a little bit of research, but this is truly for those who want to be ahead and want to do all that they can do to make sure that they are prepared, right? So you're going to want to look at their culture. You're going to want to look at their work life balance, whether it is remote or not. And most of all, whether they accept graduates from your boot camp. The last thing that you want to do is have a company in mind and not even know if you would be accepted or not after you graduate boot camp, right? So, again, that's going to take me back to networking, you guys. Reaching out to the developers who are already working at the companies that you may be interested in, whether you have heard this company is, I know is really good, or I know this developer who works at this company and they have great work-life balance. That's top of the list for me. I know this company, I don't really care about working from home, but I know that their offices are amazing. I'd love to work there. Whatever it is that you are interested in, you can reach out to the developers who are already there and network with them. Let them know, hey, an aspiring developer. I see that you work at this company. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about how it is to work there? Especially if they're an alumni of a boot camp, or an alumni of a boot camp that you used to work or that you're about to go to. Again, your network is your net worth. So I just want to make something very clear. Your target company, the landing company, the company that you may build most of your career at, may not be your first opportunity into tech, right? The reason why we are picking out these three target companies is to, one, see what's out there, to do, two, to build up that network that can end up helping you later on down the line, and three, for you to get an idea of where you are headed, right? So, if you listen to a previous video of mine, I explained how I had two other opportunities before I landed my um, job at my current company that I've been at for the last 5 years. I used those other two opportunities as stepping stones to end up at my target company. So, again, the goal is not to only focus on these three companies once you hit the job market, but to prepare you for the future in all those ways that I mentioned before. Guys, so again, that is something. That is not a requirement, but something that I suggest for those who really want to be extra prepared to get into this industry. All right, and number 5 is going to be choosing a boot camp. When choosing a boot camp, you want to look at everything that you can to make sure that you have chosen the right boot camp for you, to make sure that you 2 years later don't feel like you have gotten enough out of the first boot camp and now you need to go to another boot camp because you can't seem to get into the industry. I'm telling you, when you choose a boot camp, you have to make sure that it is the best one for you. Um, do your research for what are they doing now, where are their success levels now, how many people are they, have they gotten into the industry successfully within the last year. And after you do that, after you do your research, if you know Jesus, after you have prayed on it, commit to the boot camp, put your all into it. Sometimes that means giving up your weekends, giving up your nights, giving up going out to have fun, because again, guys, this is school, but this is an intense school. It ain't nothing like being in a boot camp, okay? It is fast paced, it is hard, you are getting a ton thrown at you, and at the end of the day, you can still not land a job for 6 months to a year. So that is why I'm putting out these videos, and that is why it is so vital to do the research beforehand and to set yourself up as best as you can to make sure that you are the person who's going to land the job within the first couple of months after graduating boot camp, right? Amen. Amen. So, just to recap, we have step number 1, figuring out whether you want to be a front end developer, a back end developer, or a full stack developer. Number 2, figuring out whether you want to do an in person bootcamp or a virtual one, a full time bootcamp or a part time one. Step number 3, network. Your network is your net worth. Create that LinkedIn account and get going. Step number 4, find 3 target companies that you will be interested in working at after graduation. And then step number 5, make sure you are doing all you can to choose the bootcamp that will fit you best and also set you up for the best success possible. But that is all I have for you guys today. Again, look out for my in-depth video about the difference between a front-end developer, a back-end developer, and a full stack developer. I'll be putting that out soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this was helpful, please let me know. Please make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Again, my name is Angel, and this is Angel Royal's Desk. Until next time, bye.